Hey guys, welcome back to the tribe.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. We truly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so as you guys know, we have been away for about 3 months?
About 3 months.
About 3 months. Handling life, getting things together, and we finally landed in Egypt.
Yes, we did. You're here.
We're definitely here. So, before we get started, we're actually going to start with our affirmation of the day.
Yes. Our affirmation of the day is my imagination comes true and I imagine great things.
My imagination comes true and I imagine great things. Nice.
And we, yes, thank you so much. And we say this throughout the day to reprogram the subconscious mind. Let's go.
So the topic of the day is, what have we been doing for the past 3 months? And where are we now?
Agreed. It's been a very interesting 3 months. We have been away from each other, and we're going to explain a lot of that during the video so you guys can get a context of what's been going on.
Okay. Right. So much has happened, but in a positive way. It has allowed us to really understand where we want to be, really hone in on our relationship, really ask serious questions, and most importantly, really see the passion and see the love that we have and support that we have for each other.
Agreed.
So the 3 months that I spent away, we were in New York.
Yeah.
I decided to go down to West Palm just to clear my head, but also too to help out with the family business. And from that experience, it allowed me to get more connected and deeper within myself. It allowed me to ask these challenging questions and see where I want to be and who do I want to be with. And having that time and space apart, it really showed me that although we may have ups and downs in any relationship, it's about who and why, really the why. Are you willing to go that extra mile for that person? And once I started to understand that and I really started to ask these really strong questions, I came to an understanding of it's beyond, sometimes it's beyond what we may foresee or what we may plan or what we may predict, because life has a way of showing us, and it's all about our reactions. And sometimes when you react a certain way, it is up to you to take full responsibility, to take ownership, and most importantly, be able to come back, assess the problem, and work through it the best way that you can.
100%, I agree with that. For the 3 months for me, obviously we had our moment and we stayed connected throughout the time, but there was obviously going to be energetic disconnects that you have with the person being far away and then being so deep within yourself. I was doing a lot of inner work, a lot of contemplation, meditation, and just building my reality in my own personal way. And if you're in a relationship, then you understand exactly what we're talking about. If you're not, then you probably don't, or you had a relationship where you get it. But that time apart is necessary. Like, since we've been together, we were together almost every day, right? We lived together, we traveled the world together, and I feel like we just needed a break, and we got that break throughout that time. And to be honest, it was necessary. Spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, all that was a necessity, but we always had the plan to come out here. We've always had the plan to travel the world. If you look at our previous videos of us, we created videos about like vision boards, a video vision board, and we talked about traveling the world. And here we are, like in a quantum leap, and we're doing it. So despite the in-betweens, the manifestation still came about. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I feel like the universe, God has pushed us and really allowed our manifestations to come into reality. I mean, even during that time of just being apart and being distant and having communication issues and not being able to be around each other every day, we had to have the strength and really the foresight to understand that, okay, at the end of the day, this is what we want. This is where we want to be. This is who we want to be with. And for us, we learned through the process of, okay, this is the goal that we have at hand. These are the challenges. How are we going to get through these different challenges without necessarily forgetting our goal? And because we remembered our goal, we ended up obviously here in Cairo, Egypt. And it is Boy, oh boy, it is a beautiful, beautiful city. We've experienced some of the best people, some of the best foods, best cuisines, and for us, it's obviously we have challenges, ups and downs, with the language barrier and stuff like that. But overall, the independence, freedom, the respect, self-respect, the energy, the godlike energy, to me, like that's something money can't buy. Money could give you a lot of things, but experiences, positive energy, respect for one another, those things can't be bought with money. So
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that for me, it's everything that I do in my reality. I put like a spiritual context to it, spiritual connotation, because I believe everything is spiritual. So even us being out here is spiritual, us being together is spiritual, us being able to embrace other people's culture, that's spiritual, and their religion, that's spiritual. We're very spiritual people. We don't claim any religion specifically, but we are very connected with the source. We're very connected with nature and all that good stuff. So for me, again, like I said, it's very, very spiritual to be out here. And these people, they're Islamic, they're Muslim, so they practice particular faiths and fasting, and they're really dedicated to it. So it's inspiring, and I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful to travel and see the world and all that good stuff, and to be in our own energy in regards to making money and leaning on our talents and leaning on things like this. So I think it's amazing.
it's beautiful. It's definitely something that we have talked about, we've discussed over the past. We've been together for 3 years now, so just being able to talk about our dreams, talk about our visions, talk about our goals, our fears and our strengths and challenges. So for us to be here at this moment, we had a conversation yesterday, and I was like, as we were watching the sunset, and I was just like, I always wanted this. Like people ask me all the time, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, I used to say, I want to model, I want to act, I want to, be a flight attendant. I want to do all these different things that requires travel. So for me to be here presently right now, doing what it is that I said, ever since I was a young, high schooler kid, really accomplishing that, to me it's beautiful, and it just shows the full circle. You really set out a goal and you really say that you want to do something and you go after it with every ounce in your body and every ounce in your being, it's going to manifest for you. And that's what is important. It's about the mere fact that you set out with a goal, you stay focused. It may take time, it may take years, but as long as you have that goal at hand, you will eventually manifest it into your reality. And we are two testament of that.
100%, absolutely beautiful put. And I think that no matter what surrounds you, like no matter what the physical world is telling you, what people are telling you, as long as you keep that vision in your mind, that goal, and you act towards it, you're going to manifest it even faster because it's going to be things within your reality that seem to mirror the opposite of that, that show you your bank account isn't as high, or you're feeling low, or the people around you are doubting you.
Mhm.
But you keep that vision, that light shining in your mind, and you continue to push forward towards your goals and your dreams. And then it'll start to materialize around you. Obviously, you're going to put in the work, but at the same time, it becomes effortless because you are quite literally in your own reality.
You really are.
Yeah, we are, like she said, two testaments of that.
Yeah. Segue. Okay, so the word of the day is fervid.
Fer-
Fervid means to be emotional or passionate about something.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so to put it in a sentence, my photography career has created a fervid response group. So to get back into the topic, where were we for the past 3 months? It has allowed us. Obviously, we've explained to you that we are in Cairo, Egypt, which is beautiful. But during our time apart and during our space apart, being with family, being in two different states. I mean, I was in Florida, you was in New York. That's huge. We've practiced long distance before, but we never practiced long distance for that long of a time. So for 3 months to be apart, to be away, to still have that love and that support and
Yeah, but for context, right?
yeah.
Even when you said that, it sparked in me the beginning of our relationship.
Right.
In the beginning of our relationship, in the most literal way, for the same amount of time, almost, and in this at the same time. So December to March, but it was April when we moved in to Missouri. Feel what I'm saying? So everything is cyclical. If you look at it for real, like it was as if she had to go to Miami and I had to be in New York because that's what we were doing in the beginning of our relationship. It was like now we were reflecting on that, right? It's crazy. Now, and her just saying that made me think like, whoa, because in the beginning of our relationship, we did do long distance.
Yeah.
And it was at that time, I met her in November.
Yeah.
And in December, we were full blown in a relationship. And then from December to April, in April, we moved in together. So this time in March, we ended up coming together. So that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful how
Yeah. It's
methodical
all
that is.
cyclical, man.
Yeah.
It's cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes us stronger.
100%.
Like
yeah, go ahead.
Just us, like, even being able to be on the same wavelength, being able to finish each other's sentences, seeing angel numbers everywhere, having spiritual messages from the universe. So for me, like, seeing the beauty within that and understanding, like, wow, like, this is bigger than me or bigger than, you know,
me.
Yeah, like, this is something that we have such a powerful story and we have such a strong love and passion for each other. It's hard to ignore that.
There's a divinity in that.
There's a divinity. And although some people may not be as in support or may not understand, it's not for them to understand. It's for us to understand because at the end of the day, I feel like you're my soulmate and you. Exactly. So once you find your person, like you really find your person, you're going to do whatever it takes. It's like a marriage. You're going to do whatever, you're going to have moments, you're going to have back and forth. There's going to be time where you need space apart. There's going to be moments in your life where you're going to be like, oh, this is too much or whatever the case may be. But then when you reflect and you think, and some of the things that we've done, I mean, we were going over the helicopter ride, the hot air balloon, riding camels, riding ATVs, traveling not only to Cairo but going to Costa Rica. I'd never been to Costa Rica. Going to Cartagena, Colombia. Going to Bogota. Never been to Bogota. Went to Cartagena, but never been to Bogota. So for us, like, it's history, but it's something that because we did a lot of firsts together, it will be extremely hard to replace it. It really would.
It's a timelessness.
It's a timelessness. It's really a timelessness. So for me, like, I start to quantify those things. Yeah, you could go out, you could find a woman that's like gorgeous or, you know, whatever, and I could find a guy who's whatever. And yeah, this would be cool or this would be nice, but then there are going to be moments of, oh, but I miss this about Steve. Or wow, I miss this about Zoni. Or wow, like, you know, I remember when I did this, or I remember when I went here, or I remember when I can't say that with anybody else. You're the first person, I know I tell you this all the time. He's the first and only person that I've ever traveled with outside of the country. I was a solo traveler. I used to travel by myself. I'd be like, all right, I'm out. I would ask people, oh, come with me, this, that, and third, financial issues, or I can't come, or work, whatever. I'm going by myself.
Or that I've met her people, you know, so that's a big thing too.
And you met my mom and my dad.
Yeah, right.
No one has ever met my dad. Ever met my dad.
Right.
So for me,
dad likes you.
Yeah, my dad really likes me. So it's like, oh, Steve, God bless you and Steve. Shout out to you, Dad. But, you know, for me, like, that to me, like, I don't care. Like, we may have our ups and downs. We may have challenges. We may have moments where we're like, we need space and we just need to think it through. But we come back together in full circle. And that is what's important.
Right? So I learned a lot about myself through her. I learned about how impatient I can be, how quick to trigger I can be, as meditative as I think I am, and as patient as I think I am. I learned that there are times where I kind of jump off the rail and I'm like, what was in me that, and then she mirrors back like, that's not where I was coming from. That's not the energy that I was coming from. It's triggering things from our past and triggering things from past relationships, romantic or otherwise. It doesn't even have to be romantic, but from mom, dad, friends when you were younger that are still in you that you get triggered in a relationship with, and then you witness it and then you heal from it. So relationships are very much divine, and they're not just there for a quick pleasure and whatever it is that we think we're in these relationships for. There's a divine reason for all the relationships that we have.
Right. It's a deeper connection. And I feel like, when it comes to marriage life, especially in the Western side of the world, it's not necessarily glorified or something that people talk about with passion and with excitement. Versus when you come over here to the Eastern side of the world, a lot of people have been married for decades, and they stick by their man, they stick by their wives. So it's also too, it's about the environment of what you're around. Some people are not as family oriented. Some people are not as respectful when it comes to, as I said before, marriage or having kids or being around children. And we see that time and time again. So to be in a place where it is heavily respected and heavily loved and adored, and to me, it creates such a passion where I'm like, I love being on the east, the eastern side. Like I love this because it really aligns with where we want to be and who we are and what we continue to do and how we continue to grow.
Our passions and our intentions and energy that we give off is very much the energy of this particular area, this particular side of the world. Don't get me wrong, I've learned so much from where I was. And it taught me to be humble. It taught me to be grateful, especially coming over here. Thank you. It taught me to be grateful, man. Like being over here and seeing, how much the dollar's worth and all that extra stuff. But we'll have another conversation about all that. Yes. We're kind of gonna make this a little short, but we're gonna have lots of conversations about what we experienced and our perspectives and allow each other to give each other a space to give that perspective, right? So,
and currently living in Egypt, what to expect? Well, whether you're coming here for a day, for a week, for a month, like what we've encountered and what we saw and how to the do's and don'ts. So I'm really excited to get more in depth detail and really talk about our experience. Also, too, last thing, but like we've been to the pyramids 3 times now. Like that is like magnificent in its own way because it's like
there are people that dream about this. That dream.
Or who's never been or who's been once. So the mere fact that we've been 3 times. And the last time, like, I was literally the last person to leave. And as I was the last person to leave, I was able to see the pyramids with nobody around. So imagine you walking, you don't see no people. You're just walking and you're just, like, taking in this, like, energy. Like no people standing around or being annoying or cackling or hounding you or hassling you for anything. Like you just like walking and just like feeling this powerful like energy. So I'm excited to get like in obviously more depth detail about that.
And we sure will. I really, really do appreciate you guys.
Yes.
I know there's been a gap in between.
Yes.
We're about to go hard with the content.
We're going hard.
Individually and collectively, we both have a lot of things going on. She's been shooting videos, like she said, at the pyramids, just in the streets. Also, we were in Rome, which we didn't touch.
Yeah,
we were in Rome for
14 hours.
14-hour layover. There's a video on our page, so check that out, of the 14-hour layover in Rome. And
we're definitely going back because like we realized, not to get you off, but we realized like 14 hours or however many hours we were there for is not enough time.
Especially when you're carrying all those bags.
All the baggage. So because we had a layover, like I had a carry-on with like a box. You had just a bag, right?
I had the bag.
It was heavy. Yeah, it was heavy because it was all of our equipment, all of our electronics. And as we were obviously navigating, walking around the streets of Rome, we had to carry. So it wasn't like as freeing and relaxing. Like right now we feel relaxed. We feel free because we don't have to carry anything. We don't have to maneuver. We don't have to be, walking around or anything like that. Now we feel a lot more, at ease.
It wasn't to the end when we were about to leave that we figured out that there was like a store that held your bags.
That held your bags.
You could just held your bags and walked around though.
So
that's how the universe works.
Exactly, but also too, and it was raining, so it was a lot. But I'm happy that we made the most out of the opportunity because again, we were able to see the Colosseum, which is huge, and try pizza. Right. So okay, guys, so it's time to get in our Arabic words of the day. So the first phrase is مرحبا.
مرحبا.
مرحبا. which means hello.
Yo.
Marhaban. So yeah, so marhaban.
Marhaban.
And for us, as we learn, I know that we started with Spanish and Portuguese, but since we are in an Arabic country and we will continue to be in Arabic countries, it is important for us to now switch over from Spanish to Portuguese to now Arabic. And this is something that I've always been like secretly like kind of obsessed with when it comes to like the Arabic language and stuff like that. Like I've always had a passion for learning. So for us to actually take the time to actually sit down and listen and teach ourselves, I think it's really amazing. So
I agree. I love the language. I love the energy of it. I love the writing of it.
yeah,
Because it's from right to left. It's as opposed from left to right in America, which just blows my mind. Because every time I see something written in Arabic, I gotta remember, oh shit, I maybe really from right to left, which is obviously the proper way to do it. So we're pretty much backwards in everything that we do.
Yeah. We are. Or excuse me, America. That's what they do. Once you break out of that mold, it's completely different. But yeah. So our final thoughts. Even though we've been away for 3 months and it seems like it's been a long time, it really is a small gap due to the fact that we are still as passionate, we're still as loving and supportive, we are still as much in love as when we first started. And as we continue to explore the world, teach and, teach ourselves, but also teach you guys and really explain to you guys about our experiences and walk you through some of the things that we've challenged or we've come across. Exactly. It's a journey, and that's the beauty of our relationship. That's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of being an individual. It's about understanding the journey. So I thank God every day. I thank the universe every day. I thank Steve every day. I thank my family. Like, I'm so grateful to be here because, again, I understand that we are in a certain type of privilege where and have a certain type of freedom where we are able to see this and we are exposed to this for a reason. So if we could be a testament to you to get out there and travel, to go after your goals, to go after whatever it is that you're passionate about, do it. Because you only have one life to live. And I'm a very strong and big advocate on you only have one life to live. It's your world, it's your life, it's your story, it's your reality. What are you willing to do? And how are you willing to make it for yourself, for your family, and for your generation and your children?
Beautifully put. Yeah, man, same. I mean, I feel like it's different because this is the first time that you guys are seeing us on the road. So yeah. The last time that we were together,
that's true.
The last time that we were together, we were like in our backyard, energy type of vibe. And when we traveled before, we didn't really record much. I recorded some things, some music videos and stuff like that. But other than that, I wasn't really recording the journey as much as I wanted to. I did, but not enough. And I'm proud of Zoni because now she's more into the let me record, let me be out there and be out and about and on the energy of recording. So that's really, really good. And again, like you said, creating our reality in the most literal way. I live life is a dream because I believe life is like a dream, like it's like a movie, so to speak. And God is playing every role. So what are you playing? Are you playing small or are you playing big? I want to play big in every moment that I'm in. I want to be loving and caring and kind as much as I possibly can. We all fall off the track sometimes, but I'm grateful to be back with the tribe and giving off that energy again because it's really divine energy. Every time I go to the page, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful energy before I even click on a video. So now that we're back and we're doing these videos and inspiring other people collectively and individually, I'm grateful and I can't wait to see you guys again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing to our page. If you like what you heard, definitely like, subscribe, repost, comment. We enjoy feedback. We love talking to different people. We love just to get as much feedback as much as possible so we know what we could do differently or what we could do better. And until next time, stay tuned.